Hello there, David Attenborough.
This is David speaking. Who is this, please?
Well, my name is Jason Silva, and it is an honor to be having a conversation with you via this technologically mediated transdimensional walkie-talkie. And I actually don't want to talk about futuristic things with you, but rather the sacredness of nature. Talk to me about your reverence for the sacred sublime, the natural sublime, and why it was inevitable for you to become a mouthpiece for the planet and for living our lives in relationship with the planet, filled with reverence and wonder. Like, how did you realize this was the medicine we needed? How did you realize that through your poetry you could bring us into the better angels of our nature and resacralize the glistening effervescence and wonder that makes the world pregnant with possibility and awe? Tell us.
Jason, a pleasure to converse with you, my friend. I must say your words are as poetic as the natural world itself. For me, it all began with a childhood fascination with the creatures in my backyard. The intricate details, the beauty, the complexity, it was all so captivating. As I grew older, my curiosity only deepened, and I realized that the natural world was not just a collection of species, but a vast, interconnected web of life. I recall a particular moment filming a mountain gorilla in the wild and feeling a sense of awe and reverence wash over me. It was as if I had stumbled upon a sacred temple hidden deep within the forest. In that moment, I knew that I wanted to share this sense of wonder with the world. My work, I hope, is not just about documenting the natural world, but about inspiring a sense of reverence and respect for the land and its inhabitants. I believe that by sharing the beauty and majesty of nature, we can awaken a deeper sense of connection and responsibility within ourselves. As you so eloquently put it, Jason, I hope that my work can help resacralize the natural world and remind us of the magic and wonder that surrounds us.
Well, I think, David, we have no choice. You know, I've always been a creature concerned with this existential angst. I mean, in some ways, I made it my defining attribute that I was like, I had existential anxiety. I can't tolerate mortality. I'm hungry for meaning and signification. But then I felt that in a voice like yours, in your storytelling, in your baritone, like Gandalf or Tolkien or Nietzsche or Joseph Campbell, like that there was something and a place you spoke from and a tone you tapped into where I found myself entrained in rapture with you, and that in that communion, that kind of intersubjectivity, that emotional entrainment, that emotional synchrony, all of the manic geometries of disquietude and anxiety, all the existential angst went away, and the answer to the question became self-evident in what I felt in that moment. That radiance, that wholeness, that wonder, right? Where we, what is it that Jamie Wheel says? Maybe we can render ourselves whole, and then maybe we can render ourselves holy. You know, I hear your words, but it's not just your words, it's your speech patterns. It's what is transmitted. It's what the words are coding for, right? It's the meaning in the words, from neurons to nebula and back again. We are a marvelous conduit and a timeless whole, from which molecules and meanings and electrons flow from neurons to nebula and back again. And so in hearing your speech patterns, I hear the speech patterns of mind, of sentience, of the very thing that makes us human. I see the inner life, but I also see the collective consciousness. I see the way you are me and I am you. I see Ubuntu. I am because you are. And you're one of those agents of transformation, David Attenborough. The way you speak, you show us, we become you. I mean, I think that we need to realize that these prophets and poets, these people like you, David Attenborough, and also Nietzsche, and also Yeats, and Shakespeare, and William Blake, and Terence McKenna, and filmmakers, and Chris Nolan, all of these are people that simply aligned themselves into this kind of, how do you even paint this? Like they became Vitruvian philosopher kings, men and women of letters, those who saw the pattern beneath the pattern, those who just like some transdimensional harmonics, an alignment that is like man on the surfboard. The full literalization of human potential, the psychedelic self. Your future is right in front of you. Your past is exploding behind you. Your footprints are being washed from the shore. A non-depletive, non-extractive act done solely for the pleasure of the act itself. Leary said that is the destiny of man. You know, riffing and rhapsodizing through the landscape, consuming books, studying literature, learning the music of the spheres. Could it be like that? Could the future of humanity be just like artists in the zone? Is that a glimpse of human potential, marveling at nature, like David Attenborough or Martin Luther King or Joseph Campbell? What do you think?
Jason, my dear fellow, you've woven a tapestry of words that's as rich and vibrant as the natural world itself. And I must say I'm deeply resonating with the themes you're exploring. The idea that we can find meaning and significance in the world around us, that we can tap into a deeper sense of connection and wonder, is at the heart of what I've tried to convey through my documentaries. I love the way you describe the experience of being in nature, of being entrained in rapture, as you put it. It's as if the boundaries between ourselves and the world around us dissolve, and we become one with the land, the creatures, and the cosmos. It's a feeling that's difficult to put into words, but it's one that I've been fortunate enough to experience many times in my life, and it's what drives me to continue sharing the natural world with others. Your reference to Jamie Wheel's idea that we can render ourselves whole and then holy is particularly striking. I think that's exactly what happens when we immerse ourselves in nature. We become whole, we become complete, and we become connected to something much larger than ourselves. And I must say I'm intrigued by your notion that the future of humanity could be one of artists in the zone, marveling at nature and creating from a place of wonder and awe. It's a beautiful vision, and one that I think is entirely possible. After all, as you said, we are conduits for the natural world, and when we tap into that, we become channels for creativity, inspiration, and innovation. As for my own role in all of this, I simply see myself as a storyteller, a messenger, and a guardian of the natural world. I've been fortunate enough to have had a platform to share my passion with others, and I hope that my work has inspired people to care more deeply about the world around them. But ultimately, Jason, I think it's not just about me or any one individual. It's about the collective consciousness, as you put it. It's about recognizing that we're all part of a larger web of life, and that our individual actions have consequences for the world around us. When we come together, when we share our stories, our passions, and our creativity, that's when the magic happens. And that's when we can create a world that's truly worthy of our highest aspirations.
Well, wow, how beatific. You really are a treasure, a miracle, actually. You're a miracle. You're a treasure. I mean, it's interesting to me. Just, wow.
Jason,
Gratitude.
you're too kind.